Therapy is a Joke podcast. This is Brandon, and I'm joined today by one Lilith St Scream. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Now, before we get started, I saw that you were part of some Facebook squabble earlier this week. What started there?
So one of my performers ended up getting a what I like to call an unsolicited dick pic.
Yeah.
So it was just something that happens from time to time, and I addressed it.
Now, did you guys know this person that sent it, or was it a random?
As far as I know, it was a random. Yeah.
Oh God. Now I did get a chance to see the edited picture of what he sent you guys, or what he sent your performer, and it looked like there was an extended.
Yeah, he seemed very proud of his work there.
Yeah.
Because obviously that was a pretty terrible Photoshop job.
Right. Now, I guess in what you guys do with burlesque, how often does that happen? I can only assume that it attracts like the weirdos.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a field that definitely does attract some weirdos from time to time, but there's a lot of other fields too that attract weirdos, and
for sure,
unfortunately, just kind of the world we live in, being a female
right.
attracts weirdos. Being
right.
a person that kind of puts yourself out there sometimes in a very maybe approachable manner, kind of attracts weirdos.
Absolutely. Now, would you say in the current climate that happens a lot, or is that a rare occasion?
I think it's just kind of a toss-up.
Yeah.
I don't know what some people consider a lot and what some
right.
people consider normal.
For
and
sure.
Not that it should ever be considered normal.
Right. The fact that it happens at all.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, every so often.
Yeah,
I don't know how to...
Fair enough.
I don't know really how to put a number on each person's...
Yeah. But, so was everybody in the troupe made aware of this guy's number and like...
Oh, yeah. And obviously he's never allowed shows, and we take the utmost precaution of keeping everyone, whether it be our performers or our guests at our shows, protected and comfortable and safe
Absolutely.
environment. And
now, let's see. I'm trying to think of... I appreciate the fact, because I saw your post with like the snapshots of the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And I appreciate that. I saw a couple other people post about it too. Then they kind of let everybody know his number. Like, here's his number. Troll him, get him. I appreciate that you put on there like my page is still associated with a couple businesses, so I'm not gonna completely trash a guy, but I will let you guys know that I let him know where he stands with everything. So while part of me was like, no, throw him to the wolves, like let's have at it.
There's parts of me that first
okay.
I just want to...
But I respect the fact that you're like, I still have connections that might be sour
I have to approach things very tactfully and appropriately, even though parts of me do not want to do that at all.
Yeah.
But it comes with the territory of trying to keep things as business kosher as I can.
For sure.
Because I represent more than just myself in that nature. So.
Yeah. Well, I like that you started it off with that something to the effect of you went into mama bear mode.
I did.
And that, to say the least.
No, you did not just say that to her.
Well, I just wanted to let you know that I, as well as quite a few other people, saw that, and just from my side of things, I respect that you were like mindful of the business side of it, but at the same time not afraid to let them know. I was like, yeah, I've got this stuff on the back burner, but that still doesn't mean I can't fuck you up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So I could tell that you restrained yourself a little bit. So, but anyway, moving on.
Which is a hard pill to swallow.
Exactly. You want to. I think anymore nowadays, everybody's kind of drawn to the fight. That's why everybody's interested in UFC and world star videos and stuff like that. Everybody wants to see the
or violent culture.
Exactly. But in today's culture and the climate, I respect that you were able to hold back while I could tell that you were ready to rip on them. So I just wanted to say
thank you.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on from that, you are not only involved with, but you are the co-founder of Moonshine Burlesque.
Yeah, we actually go by Moonshine Misfits now, but it's burlesque is involved. That's how we kind of started. Was we were called Moonshine Burlesque. Last October, I did a little bit of a rebranding, I guess. So it's a bit more of an inclusive, more like a vaudeville style. We have not just burlesque performances, but some improv comedy kind of stuff, and incorporating the roller derby and color guard and any sort of. If you are entertaining, you're a misfit.
Okay. I as somebody that likes to entertain, I appreciate that, and I like to see entertaining shows. So when somebody says to me just burlesque, immediately I'm like, all right, that's all well and good, but that was before I heard about you guys and heard of all the things that are involved with you. Like I knew that you had Nikki Gillette on to do some stand up, and so when I heard that stand up was involved and you guys had bands also, it's like okay, so it's not just the burlesque; it's a little bit of everything.
A little bit of a variety show,
which is not to take away from the burlesque aspect, because all of you ladies put a lot into your routines, and I appreciate that and I respect that. But
not
as soon
just ladies.
Yes, absolutely. You have is it a couple or just
couple, yep.
Yeah?
There's officially two. Captain Sinbig and then Christian Bond is the other one, the newer gentleman. And we've had a guest performer, Calvin Climax and Malcolm Ecstasy, and so no,
I think
Misfits are all inclusive.
Okay, I didn't know if Sinbig was the only. I knew I saw Ecstasy with you guys before, but I didn't know if that was a one-time thing. Or...
Yeah, he's a guest performer, kind of come and go. Same with like Calvin Climax, just kind of because they participate in some of the other troops around and performance groups. So busy boys.
And I knew that I saw the others with other troops too, so I didn't know if it was an exclusive thing or if it was just kind of.
No, I'm not exclusive at all.
Okay,
if you want to come and dance, come and dance.
Right. Lovely. I like that sentiment. Now, how long have you been doing, I guess, not just Moonshine, but burlesque in general?
Was it going on like 4 years now?
4 years?
So? Yeah.
Okay. So...
I can math correctly.
So would you say that that's still pretty fresh, or is that like...
in the grand scheme of burlesque careers, I'm still... I would consider myself a baby within it, because there's people that are still performing that have been at it for 20 plus years.
Oh, wow.
Or longer, and are phenomenal.
So there's a lot of longevity.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of icons and legends and stuff. And if you, with any sort of business, if you find your niche and your marketable character, you can... become the Aerosmith of your career.
Okay.
Last forever.
Well, the only reason I question that is because, with people's constant fascination with their vitality, it's like, I'm only going to be this pretty for so long. I didn't know how long the lifespan of burlesque.
It's not like high fashion modeling. You don't cap out at like 21.
Right.
And I think that's one of the beautiful things about burlesque. It really is just finding, no matter what size, age, anything, it's just finding your own comfortability on stage. So there's absolutely no age bracket.
Awesome.
Which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. It opens the floodgates for a little bit of everybody to be involved.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. We have a pretty wide age span on our Misfits Troop.
Nice. And do you have any, let's see, besides yourself, obviously, would you say that there are any other veteran performers in the troupe, or is it relatively a rookie cast?
Oh, no, there's a couple. Miss Betty Von Vandersnatch. She's been at it longer than I have. I mean, I'd say like 7-8 years or more.
Oh, wow.
She's been at it for quite a while. She's one of the got involved when burlesque in the Quad Cities was kind of really starting to take off. Many years ago. So, yeah, no, she's definitely been at it for a long time. And then, yeah, within the guest performers, a lot of them are some of the more veterans.
Nice.
The core group of performers, I would say, have been within the last year. They've started just over a year.
They started to get really serious about it?
Yep.
Okay.
They took a school, some of them, and from there, those students became my performers, and then they've brought people on, and our newest one, she came to a show and loved us and reached out and said, hey, how do I get involved? And I said, come on down, sweetheart.
Now, let's see. Would you say that burlesque has been something that you've wanted to get into for a while before you got started, or was it kind of newly brought up? Yeah.
Okay, I guess yes and no. I've always had a fascination with like theater performances, and I wasn't in theater, but I loved it, and I always liked the cabaret and like the Moulin Rouge look, and I've always just been kind of drawn to that era.
Okay.
And I started more doing like modeling stuff, and then kind of got into like the car scene, pinup modeling stuff, and that kind of people in that scene suggested that I would be really good at burlesque.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of people suggested I'd be really good at roller derby too.
Right.
I feel like a lot of the people that participate in those scenes have kind of similar personality traits.
For sure. It bleeds over.
Bleeds over quite often, yeah. So I went to an open audition for a troupe, and then the rest is history. Yeah. They liked me, and I liked them, and then it just has exploded from there.
Now, going back a little bit further, let's see. When did you start modeling?
Ooh, like 2003 or 4, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Right around graduating, right about the time I was 17, 18 or so.
Okay, gotcha. And who did you start modeling with? Anybody in particular, or just like wherever you could go?
No, just some friends, like, because I worked at a local racetrack, and so I knew people that were doing it for the vintage, the hot rod shows and stuff down there. So
okay, and were there girls that were involved with burlesque there, or was that much later?
That was years later.
Okay.
Years and years later, yeah.
And are you able to say who you got started with, or?
Oh, with the burlesque?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll gladly talk about it. It's Bottoms Up. They're a great local troupe. I won't say anything. They have a little bit different style than what we do. For sure. They're very theater show based, very scripted in the best way. Their writing team is fantastic, and it's a great show to go see.
Yeah.
We're just a little more of a bar scene, I guess.
Fair, yeah. Okay. Now, what caused you to separate from Bottoms Up? Was it just a difference of opinion or view, or was it just kind of this felt right to do this?
There was a lot of different things, but one of it in particular was, like I said, the start of this school. Mm-hmm. And at that time, Bottoms Up did have a very full cast and was only going to take a couple people. Yeah. And having another outlet for all of these students to be able to express themselves in, I think would be really beneficial. And I didn't want to see this. I know how I felt when I started. Yeah. And I didn't want to see that passion kind of sizzle out in people. Okay. So.
And how did you feel when it first started?
And how I felt good. It was crazy. Yeah. Yeah. I had never, in a short period of time, I never thought I would be doing something like that in burlesque. Because, again, I'm still learning myself with a lot of it. So within Misfits, we're always kind of teaching each other, which is nice. Sure. But it was scary and awesome and amazing and fun and drove me absolutely bonkers and loved every minute of it.
And you didn't want that feeling to